Hello, my name is RickPowers, and the report I'm going to be doing on is cover some things that international businesses run into as they conduct business across the. I'm going to cover corporate disclosure, culture values, exploitation of international joint ventures, and some cybercrime, covering them. Corporate disclosures and culture values. The last 5 centuries have witnessed an increased power spreading of multinational corporations around the world. This was coupled with an increase of enhanced transparency disclosure that's very important to the world economy. 2015, the market for the world's 100 largest multinational corporations exceeded $16 trillion. This is more than the GDP of most companies or countries. With such increased power and spread, there's been increased calls for enhancing transparency disclosure. Is very important to the sector to keep everything looking honest and up above board. And the reporting information is both for financial and non-financial. Has attracted a lot of attention in the last few decades. Business report information is through annual reports, management forecasts, internet sites, press releases, and other means. Among other media, the annual reports are considered the main form of corporate communications. Then we move on to the exploitation of international joint ventures. Joint ventures are of multiple, complex, and distant nature of the international business environment, and inevitably it gives rise to infidelity among interacting exporters and importers. The infidelity is because one side decides to take advantage of the other side, and it is so damaging. One, because due to the limited resources of the firms, it's impossible for any existing business relationship not to be affected by a new parallel relationship coming into the picture. Social bonds are broken because emotionally the boundaries spans are hurt. Tangible and intangible resources are invested in the relationship, and they can't be taken back, even by the different competitors. Conflict is provoked, which is a result of dealing with various partners with different goals, using limited resources at the same time. Negative emotions may prompt revenge, retaliation, get strained relationship environment. And this is a constant challenge to keep everything above board and running properly. And again, this goes back to a lot of the proper reporting and stuff, so that everybody can see that everybody else is doing the right things and how it works, and keeps it above board, so that both sides know that they're not being taken advantage of. They feel comfortable dealing with each other and stuff. And there's a lot of distance and stuff between these companies. They do a lot of work in investigating stuff, but there's always a catch someplace that could happen. Not that it does, but from time to time there's always somebody or some company that decides to take a shortcut and take advantage of the other one and stuff. And then also there's cybercrime, and cybercrime is just not out by some people in the world. Cybercrime even happens in your company, and a lot of the attacks are from internal, just simply because people have access to the information. Some people just don't mind or have any conscience about when it comes to how they use the data and the information. And so the cybercrimes cause large losses to the world economy. One way of deterring social undesirable behavior is to criminalize it. Many of the countries, policymakers, security specialists, are trying to fight cybercrime by establishing legal frameworks for law enforcement. But the problem is, however, crimes compared, cybercrime compared to crimes in the physical world, cybercrime is less constrained by monetary and physical resources and causes significant harm remotely. It's often kind of tough to identify and trace cyber criminals, access the extent and the impact of their offenses, collect and analyze related digital evidence is tough. And the cybercrime calls for collaborative international enforcement, but the problem is apprehending and convicting global cyber criminals is very tough because there's so much vague definitions. They don't specify concrete enforcement mechanisms between the countries, and so it becomes very difficult. A lot of the hackers and stuff that are doing this, or people inside, they do it so subtly that it's tough to catch. And minors are a lot of the hackers and stuff, or people that commit cybercrime, because they think different. They don't think about the long-term risk and stuff. They looking at for the reward and the short-term consequences and stuff. Then there's many cyber crimes are done by professional crime syndicates, and they are so dispersed across the country or world that they are very, very tough to catch. So, while business is being done and everything else, there's a lot of odds and ends that conflict with businesses that causes them problems, causes them to fail and things. So it is a lot to take in, and when you start working across the country borders and internationally. Thank you for watching this. I appreciate it.